Silent Hill F is finally here, boys. A new Silent Hill game after 13 years. 13 years I've waited. In COD lobbies. I was hyped for this. I was so excited. Silent Hill is my comfort food. I go back and play the old ones all the time. Dead body? Ah! I was so happy. We are so back. And then I played it, and all of that hype washed away like tears in rain. This is not a Silent Hill game, and I don't really know where the Silent Hill franchise goes from here. Press F to pay your respects, boys. Let's talk about it. This is the first mainline Silent Hill game in 13 years. That's right. The last time Silent Hill got a new game, Man United were good. That's the smell of champions, baby. Silent Hill Downpour back in 2012 was the last one released. A game that almost killed the franchise that had performance issues. And guess what engine they were using? No, go on. Guess. It's almost as if Unreal Engine sucks. But yes, Silent Hill Downpour was such a bad installment for the franchise, the developer of that game declared bankruptcy. I declare bankruptcy? I didn't actually think Downpour was that bad, honestly. There are much worse games in the series. Homecoming, Ascension, that weird demo they did on PlayStation. Look, the point is, the series hasn't always been great. There are as many bad to mediocre games as there are absolute masterpieces in this series. I really like 1 to 4. 4 a little less than the other 3, but I really like those games. Silent Hill has struggled as a franchise for a really long time, with Konami not knowing what the hell they want to do with it. With Kojima's reboot and new direction he was going to take the series in being cancelled, which I'm still mad about. It was right there. We almost had it. But as the franchise lay dormant, something weird happened. It grew in popularity. Retrospectives, gameplay videos, all getting massive numbers on YouTube. Look at this plant. If you look closely, you can see that it symbolizes how James is decaying. Masterpiece! Silent Hill now has a reputation of having fans that have never played the games. I don't think that's a bad thing. Games are quite old now, and if anything, there are millions of fans waiting to become players. That didn't exactly happen. Enter the Silent Hill 2 remake, a game that I actually really liked. I thought it was really good. Made some good changes to gameplay, getting to relive that epic story. I liked it. And the face controversy I never really bought into, which is the opposite of what you'd expect from me considering what my channel is all about. But I didn't. I just thought they looked like their actors because it was all mocap and the actors did a phenomenal job. The Silent Hill 2 remake was a safe bet. It's the most popular one. It is regarded as a masterpiece, the best and most influential horror game of all time. Those nurses though, doesn't beat Homecoming. Really great design. That's a Silent Hill I wouldn't mind being in. What were we talking about? It was a moderate success with over 2 million sales. And I say moderate because it's enough for Konami to make money on. But at the same time, this is one of the most influential horror games of all time. Videos that get millions and millions of views. And on top of that, the game was actually good. In my opinion, that game should have been hitting massive numbers. But it didn't. It just didn't, and that surprised me. But it shouldn't have. How many sales do you think Silent Hill has collectively in its franchise history? 50 million? 40 million? The Silent Hill franchise has sold just under 12 million. Yeah, Resident Evil 4 Remake sold that much on its own. So the series, despite being very popular on the internet, has just never sold really well. Which, as a massive fan of the franchise, is just really upsetting. The early game should have sold way more. This is what I thought Silent Hill F was going to be so important for the franchise. A new mainline game for the series. An opportunity to grow the franchise. A chance to evolve the series. Reboot it the same way Resident Evil rose from the ashes like a phoenix. From the mess that was Resident Evil 6 into the House of Horrors that was Resident Evil 7. This will be our newest masterpiece. Yeah, I don't think it's done that. Steam numbers are sitting at around 20,000, which isn't good, but it is actually about the same the Silent Hill 2 remake had. So maybe there are more sales to come from the console side. I doubt it though, because Silent Hill 2 had much more of a reputation. And a big thing that will affect sales in my opinion is the price of the damn thing. Now, £70 is an insane price from Konami. I know they're always ripping people off, but this is insane. Not even Resident Evil, the king of survival horror, is sold for that much. On release, they are usually around the £50 mark. Konami really do be like, give us all the money. Then they go ahead and do early access for a game that's not even 10 hours long. You've got Let's Players doing videos 3 days before release. It's like they're doing everything in their power to not sell the game more. People could see the entire game immediately 2 days before it actually comes out unless they get the £80 deluxe edition. Most likely done on purpose to create a sense of missing out, which obviously didn't work out, did it, Konami? I feel like they went the wrong way about releasing this game. And then the reviews came out and they loved it, which meant my hype was gone, because if the reviewers like it, that usually means I won't. But then my hype came back just a few hours before I could get my hands on it. So, how is their game? What's the game like? Does it put the silent back in the hill? Does it make me want to grab a pipe and start swinging? This game, from what I'm seeing, is getting universal praise from reviewers and players. So, this video will probably get disliked into oblivion, which is fine. I'm fine. I really didn't like this game. And it took me a while to come to this conclusion. I was very much like, okay, we'll see where this goes. But my disappointment was just growing more and more. I wasn't angry or frustrated when I feel like I've wasted money like I have in the past. A few hours in, I was just looking like this. This sucks. Firstly, performance. For any console players or anyone who just wants to skip the performance talk, go ahead and feel free. The timestamps are in the description. Performance is not good. It's not bad, but it's not good. A lot of Unreal Engine 5 stuttering. You can get a mostly stable frame rate, but for whatever reason, the textures are really heavy on the GPU to the point where the only way I could get the game playable was to put the textures on low, which makes everything look like clay. Aside from that, there are visual glitches, shadow issues. It feels really unpolished if I'm being really harsh. But the game is aesthetically pleasing, yes, quite. The town is this nice small Japanese town. It's got that beautiful Japanese look. The architecture is nice. The dream world is a very cool setting. It's like this calm temple that's built on water. And this is my main issue with this game. Silent Hill isn't meant to be any of those things. It's not meant to be beautiful. Even when you're in the normal world, it's still bleak and dull. I should not be in a calm, relaxed state while I'm in the other world. I should be uncomfortable, trying to get my sweet ass out there as fast as possible. Absolutely dreading the next time I go in there. In this game, maybe I'll put my feet up, relax a little, maybe have a sip of this. You know what? I kinda like it here. Oh, there's also this monster that's following me. He's adorable. Maybe I'll name him Jeff and keep him. This isn't Silent Hill. Nothing about this game feels like Silent Hill. The monsters don't feel like Silent Hill. Cool designs, they look great, but it's not Silent Hill. You know when you saw a monster in these old Silent Hill games and your jaw would just drop because you feel bad for these monsters? Like their dignity is just completely taken away, which in a lot of cases is deserved. But it's nightmare fuel. Never felt that once here, not once. In fact, my floorboards creaking at 3 AM made me more unsettled than this. Huh, maybe Dad finally got the milk. The queues are crazy. If you took the title off this game, you'd have no idea that this is Silent Hill. That industrial, rusty, metallic look is missed here. The atmosphere just doesn't build that sense of dread. I was just never scared, and that's not me being macho or anything like that. I get scared all the time. I'm sure I've got a clip I can show you. That's weird. No, I gotta do that whole thing again. Please don't, no! I wasn't scared. I was just expressing my displeasure vocally. I do think it was a mistake to take Silent Hill out of Silent Hill. I understand the argument. I do something new for the series instead of the same location, though I do think The Room did a pretty good job of that. This just doesn't work. It's too pretty. Even with the red stuff growing all over the place, you can't help but think that it's pretty. The way each world is designed makes this game feel like a walking simulator. We'll get to the combat in a minute. I've got a few things to say there. It's much smaller and linear linear than Silent Hill 2, for example. There are occasional small paths you can go down, but there isn't as much for you to do in the town. There's some stuff, but it's relatively simple, like there's some stuff down this path and maybe a few monsters on the way. In the early game, you are just following your friends, and when you get to these points in the game where it's a building you can explore like the school, they feel small and basic. You know when you walk into the hospital in Silent Hill 2 and it feels massive, lots of doors to open, secrets to find? That's just not here. I just wanted more survival horror gameplay in the sections where you're traveling to different points of the map and figuring out what secrets there are. That's not to say it's all bad. I enjoyed some sections of the game. There is a level where you have to examine scarecrows and decide which one to take a thorn out of based on a letter. I like that. The issues come when you just have to run through fog to get to the next part. And then it's rinse and repeat. So what they do, instead of giving you a bigger area to look at and explore, or bigger, more intricate levels for you to enjoy, is put more monsters in the game. I think the monsters are cool even though they don't necessarily feel Silent Hill-esque. I like the dolls and how they move. It's a nice image and they're fun to fight the first few times because the combat isn't that good. So, a few things with the combat. You've got your stamina, health bar, and your sanity bar. That's also your focus bar. You've got your light attack and your heavy attack. You can use a mechanic called focus, which consumes your sanity bar to charge up a power attack, which I honestly could not tell if it was doing more damage than a regular heavy attack. Felt the same to me. You can also counterattack when you see them flash, which you can also use focus to see better. You've got your dodge, which if you time it perfectly, your stamina bar refills. Now, all of those mechanics together equals a clunky mess. It's slow and it's not satisfying. Again, comparing it to Silent Hill 2, hitting those enemies with the pipe felt good. It felt good. But the combat here just feels awkward. It slows the game down, and after a few hours, I was just running past everything because combat felt like a chore and I just couldn't be bothered with it. After a few encounters, I figured out 2 heavy attacks and 2 light attacks kills them before they get to attack. And before anyone says it's Silent Hill, the combat's meant to be bad, Silent Hill combat was never made to be bad. Silent Hill combat, when it released, was good for the time. It just got very outdated very quickly. No one designs their combat to be bad. Silent Hill 2 Remake combat was good, basic but good. This combat feels like a clunky mess. I've also seen the argument that you're not meant to fight everything, you're meant to pick your battles. Okay, how about not picking any battles? How about that? Because the combat sucks! A true survival horror is meant to have you managing your inventory, counting your bullets. Another problem where this game is there's no guns. It's merely combat or nothing. How much does it suck when you've used all of your shotgun ammo and then you walk into the boss room? Funny story, you see back there, how do you deal with harsh language? Never have that feeling in this game, ever. Now there is an upgrade that happens about halfway through the game. I'll talk about it story-wise in just a little bit, but the upgrade kills any survival horror elements this game had. What it does is render the combat a joke and into a full action RPG. You even have your click the thumbsticks down for rage mode. It actually had me laughing, it's so bad. I feel like it needed guns just for a little variety, just a little pew pew, you know what I mean? Just a bit. Speaking of managing your inventory, the way they get you to do it in this game is just by giving you a shitload of consumables. A lot of them do the same thing, but slightly different. There is no point where you have to make decisions. You know, like bullets or health. Which one do I choose? Because there's no bullets. There are treasures, again, basic, you just find them lying around. And what you can buy with them are upgrades to your character, or you spend them on these Omamori items. These are buffs to your character. None of them make any real difference to the game. Minor buffs. What it feels like is they've tried to add a bunch of action RPG mechanics, and it just doesn't work for me anyway. Weapons are also breakable, which at one point had me guiding monsters around while I tried to solve the puzzle. Now, I did play the game on the hardest difficulty and the hardest puzzle difficulty. You know, I'm just cool like that, you know? What can I say? I did like how they modified the difficulty. It's not just the simple, you take more damage, the enemies do more damage that most games do. They do that still, but on the easier difficulties, they take some of the mechanics away from you. Mainly to do with your sanity bar, and the difficulty I played, if your sanity bar was drained, it would start draining your health as well. I had to pay to refill it at the rest points, which you don't have to do on the lower difficulties. So I do like that. That's a good way of doing difficulty. The puzzles, though... The puzzles. Alright, let me just book a lesson on Japanese flowers real quick. I'm sure these were fun for Japanese scholars out there, but I don't know what any of this Japanese stuff is, man. I love Japan. I love their culture. It's really cool. But I don't know the difference in flowers. I still did them, but honestly, it was just guesswork. Silent Hill has kind of had puzzles like that in the past, especially with the piano puzzle in Silent Hill 1. For those of you that remember that, it's the one with the birds. Why do these developers think we go outside? The puzzles are fun though. I like when they're incorporated into a level. Like the scarecrows, that was fun because if you guessed wrong, murdery scarecrow gonna get murdery. Now, the story. I'm gonna get so much hate for this video, man. I don't like it. I just don't. It's a teenage drama with horror elements in it. I didn't like the main character. She's got the personality of a potato. The dialogue is cringy, though that may be a translation thing because it doesn't always translate well. There are twists. I just didn't care. The writer of this, Ryukishi07, well, he was being hyped up so much before this, and I was buying it. Oh, this guy's gonna write the most messed up Silent Hill ever. Oh, we're so back. Teen drama. Silent Hill has a maturity to it. Deep themes that aren't for everyone. This isn't Silent Hill. I really did feel like I was watching some Netflix flick. Some cool moments, some gory moments, but most of the time my face was just like this. Oh, that moment everyone is gushing over, it's super gory and horrible. It's stupid is what it is, and it's just a minor inconvenience to the main character. Barely reacts as it's happening. It turns this game into an anime. No hate on anime, but Silent Hill is an anime. And it's also the part that makes the rest of the game a walk in the park. It may be the dumbest thing I've seen in Silent Hill. Yes, even rivaling Pyramid Head on a carousel. All of this is just my opinion. Obviously, everyone else seems to love this game. If you are enjoying this game, don't let my opinion ruin it for you. It's what gaming's about. We're not all gonna like the same things. And I'm not telling you, you have to hate it. It is getting insane scores. I read a review that said they played the game on story mode. How is someone that will play it on baby mode getting this game early? Konami. I trash this game a lot, but that's just because I'm a massive fan of Silent Hill. My expectations were very high, and they weren't met. I've been waiting for a new game for so long, and I was so disappointed. If it wasn't a Silent Hill game, I'd say it's fine. But it is a Silent Hill game, so it's not fine. It's a mediocre horror game. With all of this being said, I give this a $20 out of 50. It's not an awful game, it's just a bad Silent Hill game, in my opinion. Bear in mind, it's also a £70 game. Again, this is just my opinion, and my opinion is gospel. I loved hearing your thoughts on the discussion from last video. So do you like this one? Do you hate it? Do you not care? Do you think this is the right direction for Silent Hill to go? We are getting a Silent Hill 1 remake, you know, makes sense to do 2 before 1. I'll play that, obviously, but the next mainline game, I've got no interest in. So I don't feel like this game is going to drive this series into future success. Sorry, boys. I was hoping this video was going to be positive. I just want to be happy. Aww. One last thing before I go. Something is happening. I'll see you in the next one.